the Mystical Archive presents. Dear Archive Explorers, today we are opening one of the Mystical Archive's deepest, most mysterious, and perhaps most wondered about files, beyond death. Since the beginning of human history, we have asked that ancient question, what happens to us when we die? Will we cease to exist, or will we simply pass through a door? In the light of ancient teachings, esoteric records, and modern consciousness research, we will examine in 15-minute depth that magnificent journey from the soul's separation from the body to the Council of Light. Fasten your seatbelts, because on this journey, we are going beyond time, space, and identity. The transition process and initial separation. Death is not an instantaneous ending as most people think, but a complex and multi-layered frequency transformation process. Just as water transforms into vapor, the soul simply changes form. However, this process begins much earlier than the moment of physical death. According to our sources, when a soul prepares to leave the body, it enters a vibrational preparation phase. Weeks before death, frequency drops begin in the body's main energy centers, the heart and solar plexus line. The silver cord, that thin energy thread connecting the soul to the body, gradually loosens. So, what happens when that final breath is taken? When the soul separates from the body, the energy template we call the etheric body remains suspended in the frequency of the physical world for a while longer. At this stage, souls with heightened awareness can look down at their own lifeless bodies from above. They can see their loved ones in the room, see the tears shed, and even hear what is being said. This is the soul's most sensitive moment. This is why ancient teachings recommend that the first 3 days after death be spent in great silence, peace, and love. Because during this period, the energy of fear and grief emanating from surrounding people can make it difficult for the soul to find its direction. Prayers offered and light intentions sent are like fuel that elevates the soul's frequency. Barzakh, the cosmic waiting room and inner confrontation. When the soul completely detaches from earthly vibrations, the first station it encounters is the Barzakh realm. Barzakh is an Arabic word meaning barrier or veil between two things. From an esoteric perspective, this is the cosmic waiting room between the physical world and the pure spiritual dimension. Here, time loses its linear flow as we know it. A day in Barzakh can correspond to thousands of years on Earth because there we are no longer bound by the rising and setting of the sun. When the soul enters this realm, it finds not a courtroom before it, but a consciousness hologram. We can also call this the life review. However, this is not a process like watching television. The soul directly confronts the energy of all the choices it made on Earth, all the sentences it uttered, and even the most secret thoughts that passed through its heart. If you spoke an unkind word to someone in Barzakh, you don't just watch that moment. You actually feel within yourself the pain, that frequency that your words created in the other person's heart. Here, there is neither the punishment of a demon nor the reward of an angel. There is only complete realization. The soul sees the answer to the question, why did I behave this way? With naked awareness, without the masks of ego. The faster it transforms the records from its worldly identity, rank, and wealth into love and acceptance, the faster its vibration rises. If a soul clings too tightly to worldly ambitions, hatred, or regrets, the Barzakh process can feel heavy and dark for it. Liberation, as always, is through surrender and love. The Council of Light, remembering, who am I? The soul that completes the purification and confrontation process in Barzakh elevates its vibration to the next level and reaches a magnificent cosmic observation realm we call the Council of Light. Barzakh is where the question, what did I do in the world, is resolved. The Council of Light is where the question, who am I really, is remembered, where the soul awakens to its true identity. This is the center of universal compassion and pure wisdom. This council is not a place of judgment, but a realm of great synthesis. The soul is not alone here. It is accompanied by guide spirits, light beings, and its own higher self. In the Council of Light, the soul analyzes its life like a teacher. What lessons did I learn in this life? Which contracts did I complete? How much was I able to radiate the frequency of love? The most fascinating thing here is the merging of parallel selves. The soul begins to see not only the last identity it lived as John or Jane, but all its selves from all past, future, and parallel lives as a whole. It's as if all the pieces of a 1,000-piece puzzle come together in that moment. The soul synthesizes that vast wisdom that is the sum of thousands of years of experience and reaches its own highest version. Here there is no judgment, only universal transparency. Everything is in the form of light and nothing can be hidden. The Council of Light and return to unity consciousness. At this stage of the journey, souls that have completely released their worldly attachments, balanced their karmic debts, and freed themselves from the illusion of individual self are invited to the Council of Light. The Council of Light consists of very high vibrational beings responsible for maintaining universal balance and overseeing the evolution of galaxies and dimensions. At this level, concepts like my life and my sufferings no longer exist. Here there is only service and unity consciousness. Before this council, the soul is no longer a student, but a representative of light, a candidate cosmic architect. Here the soul's next phase is planned. This could be reincarnation, re-embodiment, taking on a mission on another planet, or remaining in a completely formless dimension as a guardian of light. The soul, in the Council of Light, feels the breathing of the universe. Now it is not a drop in the ocean, but the ocean within the drop. For a soul that reaches this level, death is as natural and peaceful as a traveler returning home and knocking on the door. The Mystical Archives Note and Closing. Dear friends, the most important lesson we can draw from this file of the Mystical Archive is this: none of us die. We are simply waking from a dream, removing a garment, and returning to our true frequency. However, how this journey unfolds depends on the frequency you are radiating in this world right now. The mirror in Barzakh will reflect what you think and feel today. The Council of Light will remind you whose heart you touch today. This is why life is not just a preparation process, it is a spiritual work of art. Raise your frequency with love, compassion, and truth consciousness. Because the only thing that will illuminate that dark tunnel beyond death, the only wealth you can take with you, is the light in your heart. Do not fear death, because there is no death, there is only return home. May your light never fade. Stay with love. The Mystical Archive, Truth Archived, your turn to awaken.